Thanks for joining us this morning and happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Andy Chilian. This is moving off to the north and east this morning until 6 p.m. for the threat of some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that will be possible as it moves across parts of the coal fields. This is easy to brush off, so that's the good news. However, underneath it is that layer of ice, and so this is where you're really going to have to get a workout. This ice that's just caked on the side. Strong, gusty winds you can see here blowing the fire all around, and that's when things can get very dangerous.
Saturday's a little bit iffy, though, weather-wise, to head to the mountains to check that out.
Yeah, it is going to be on the rainy side, and on the chillier side, and just windy, too. So all the things coming together. Saturday, not the best day. Now, if any leaves are left on Sunday, again, that wind can knock the leaves down. Sunday is just going to be gorgeous. These cumulonimbus clouds that continue to build, and now we get a lot stormier. The storm is in its mature stage. It's already hard enough to make a snowball with one hand, but do you see how it's so hard to compact here? It's just so powdery, and you can just let it go in the bit of a breeze that we have right now. Some spooky showers on your Halloween evening. Temperatures generally around 60, maybe falling into the upper 50s. A newly issued flash flood warning includes a lot of southern West Virginia here, a lot of Mingo and Logan counties over here now until 11:30. And so there's been pockets of some heavier rain setting up. Quite a bit of damage to the Moses used auto building behind me.
I can't remember a time when we have had ice to this extent, and it's bizarre.
One after another like this.
It's bizarre because it was like 30 degrees or 32 degrees or 30 degrees, I'm sorry, and it was still raining, and I think that's just a strange phenomenon.
That's the ominous time. It's raining and it's below freezing, and that's just what causes so many problems out there. Yeah, our area is more used to the snow and even some sleet, but we've been dealing with the freezing rain and the icy conditions twice now, and that includes this evening. Plan out the rest of our evening, though, and we will be looking at a split from west to east. So the farther east you are, those are the numbers you see on the right-hand side, the higher numbers. Areas like Charleston and eastward, along I-79 and eastward, you're actually going to rise above freezing, mitigating those icing concerns. Now, it is below freezing as of right now, so that little bit of ice that we're seeing right now can still be hazardous. But the farther west you are, Huntington, areas that are along adjacent to the Ohio River and westward, Big Sandy River and west too, stay on in those freezing temperatures for longer, and that means the ice, more of that builds up, and that's where the conditions are more hazardous. So either way, it's going to be hazardous travel this evening over the next several hours, and then we will eventually see this taper during the overnight, but the damage is already done, and then temperatures will really be dropping off tomorrow. In fact, we see them staying in the 20s all day long, so not going to be seeing much fluctuation. We'll see the opportunity for flurries, maybe in a passing snow shower throughout the day could deliver a fresh dusting. That's not bad enough. Oh, let's have a biting breeze to go along with it. Certainly going to be a cold day, but here's our temperatures right now. Notice these green colors. We're watching some warm air that's trying to surge in from the south. Areas like Pikeville, Logan, you'll likely switch over above freezing first, and eventually in Charleston, we're at 31 right now compared to the colder temperatures farther west. Look at Beckley, though, 41 degrees in the mountains right now, so that shows you the unusual setup. We've got snow in the clouds. It's falling, it's melting, and then it's freezing on contact as rain in these lower elevations, and that's why we're seeing ice and not snow. The ice is indicated by the pink on radar. Most of us still seeing it. There was a little bit of a lull earlier in areas like Huntington, but now we're seeing that steadier and at times heavier precipitation move back in from the south and west. So this continues to mean that icing's a problem. But look at that warmer air surging in. Notice the actual just plain rain surging into areas like Pikeville and getting closer to Charleston. And I do expect that line to continue to shift westward here over the next several hours, part of this very large and impactful storm system. So that's what Futurecast shows. Notice by here we go, 7, 8 o'clock, Charleston likely to rise above freezing, switching to just regular rain. We're still in the ice, though, farther west, and even areas like Portsmouth and Jackson, it's mostly going to be freezing rain, if not a little bit of sleet in there as well. May finish off as a bit of snow. Notice that rain line continuing to go even farther west by midnight, and then by 3 a.m. we're pretty much done with this. However, throughout the day tomorrow, we will see the opportunity for lingering flurries, maybe a scattered snow shower. Any burst of snow could deliver a fresh dusting out there and continue to lead to potentially hazardous conditions. You see by the evening commute tomorrow, if you are traveling, that is, could be a little bit slick out there, continued with all the ice we've already seen. Again, temperatures staying well below freezing, so a lot of those secondary roads are going to just be terrible here over the next couple of days. But as we take a look at the precipitation potential, again, it's amazing to see how much this shifted when I showed you this just a couple of days ago. That purple area that's mixed with freezing rain, sleet, and snow is continuing to go west, mainly snow staying out of our area. But this blue circled area I have here is the best opportunity for changing over to rain. But I don't want to diminish any icing impacts we're seeing right now. As we've seen the past several several days. Just a little bit of icing can go a long way in terms of impacts, but it's those areas that stay in the icing longer along the Ohio River here and west of the Big Sandy that have the best opportunity for the highest impacts, including power outages and certainly some dangerous travel. So just keep that in mind. So for tonight, we're in the 30s at midnight, but then falling to the 20s as we hit dawn tomorrow morning. So temperatures will be dropping. Travel's hazardous. For tomorrow, cloudy with just some flurries and overall a biting breeze. Could be a fresh spot dusting of snow, though, where that does snow in a burst. And here's a look at our 7-day forecast, where if today wasn't enough, the past few days we've got another wintry storm to track into the Thursday-Friday time frame, and everything is once again on the table. Ice, snow, sleet, and rain as well. Before the weekend looks to finally quiet down. Nice thaw there. Mid-40s are looking pretty nice right now. Maybe that's not warm by itself, but compared to what we have seen, be nicer.
That brings a huge smile to my face. That's like a heat wave.
At 40 degrees.
Yeah.
We won't know what to do with ourselves.
I know,
wow.
we won't.
All right. Break out the sunscreen. Thanks, Andy.
This is a severe weather alert.
And we are following that severe weather alert, Andy. If you're watching our weather cameras just light up with lightning right now.
Yeah.
You are tracking some new flash flood warnings.
Yes, flash flood warning in effect, and then we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect, and that includes Pikeville right now. So we have a severe warned storm moving through the area that could include wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and some hail as well. So as you can see here, lightning lighting up the camera, some heavy rain. It is a very unusual start to the new year, but that is what we are dealing with this morning. So the thunderstorm threat this morning is farther south in areas like Pikeville, southern West Virginia as well. Farther north, though, we're dealing with rain as well. It's more manageable as of right now, but either way, we're looking at a pretty steady rain with some embedded thunderstorms this morning. Now, as we head into the afternoon, we can get breaks in that precipitation, especially farther south in areas like Pikeville and over towards southern West Virginia. But farther north, where you're stuck in the rain, temperatures will be in the 50s there, 70s farther south, and then for I-64, still some lingering showers this afternoon with temperatures getting to the 60s. Even if you do see a break in the rain later today, we're going to see another push of some heavy rain that could have gusty winds with it this evening. Eventually, this rain will turn lighter and showery in nature overnight. The flood risk will continue through tonight before waning into Sunday, and it stays mild into Sunday morning as well. Mild right now, feels more like spring for sure. Temperatures well into the 50s. Let's break down the radar, though. A lot going on. All of us seeing some type of rain, but where things are more severe per se is going to be down to the south here. So flash flood warning in effect until 8:15 includes far western portions of Floyd County, including the Wayland area there. Some of the heaviest rain setting up just to the north, Prestonsburg. A newly issued flash flood warning includes a lot of southern West Virginia here, a lot of Mingo and Logan counties over here now until 11:30. And so there's been pockets of some heavier rain setting up. Even far southern Boone County also included in this, just south of Madison. And then a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:15. Notice this storm that's moving through Pikeville and in northern portions of Pike County and even towards Williamson as well. Some gusty winds and even some small hail will be possible with this. A lot of lightning strikes as well. So an active start to the new year for sure as we're tracking these thunderstorms to the south. Farther north, the rain is more manageable, but it certainly is out there, and you can see even some heavier rain now moving just to the south of the I-64 corridor. So an active start to this new year, and you can see a system that is stretching all the way down to the south here. Snow on the back end of it, but we're still on the warm side of it, so we're tracking that heavy rain threat this morning. I'd say the thunderstorm threat is really more enhanced farther in the southern portions of our region this morning. Notice as we head towards midday, we can get breaks in that rain, even the clouds farther south. Heavy rain, though, sets up shop to the north, so for that Portsmouth polar plunge, looks to be wet out there, warm for sure. Another push of some heavier rain with gusty winds comes late this afternoon and evening, and then as we head overnight, the heavier rains generally move out, but we still have some showers that are lighter in nature lasting through tomorrow, and we'll continue to watch that. Then changing over to some snowflakes as temperatures rapidly plummet late Sunday into Monday. So a flood watch is in effect through tonight for 1 to 3 inches of rain in general, but some locally higher amounts in those thunderstorms could get up to, if not exceed, 4 inches, and that's certainly where flooding on creeks and streams is possible, in addition to some low-lying areas as well. Projected temperatures today, you can see the split, likely staying in the 50s farther north this afternoon. We'll see if we can make it to the low to mid 60s across I-64, and then surging well into the 70s farther south. So an interesting time out there, but it's mild to start the day in the 50s tomorrow. then falling below freezing for the first time in a while by late tomorrow evening and into Monday morning. And so as we take a look at our next 7 days, need to watch for a potential black ice risk into Monday morning. A lot of you may be headed back to work and school. It'll be cold to start the week, and it looks to be cold to end the week as well, with some milder air in between.
All right, thanks, Andy.